Hello, beautiful souls! Woohoo! 100 episodes. I am so happy to be here, and I thank you for being here with me. 100 episodes. I am so overjoyed, and I couldn't be here without you. Well, I think you're here. Actually, I know you're here. So thank you. I'm so blessed, and I feel so blessed to have you be a part of my life. And I am so blessed to be able to use all these rose petals. Yes, I just absolutely love rose petals. So I've got a little tiny bottle of champagne back here for the momentous occasion. And yeah, I'm so deeply grateful. Woohoo! 100 episodes. So, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Well, let me tell you, because I'm so excited. My name's Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of blissbee.me, integrative holistic health. I'm here to care because I share. We now have 100 forever free videos on Facebook, soon to be transferred over into YouTube and Instagram once I find the additional resources needed to get some assistance to help me with that. So, yes, and then moving into the monthly membership. So I'm working diligently in the background and trying to do it all on my own. So bear with me as we continue to do these until we're ready to transfer over into there. Because I don't want to lose our connection. I don't want to lose our momentum. So we've been doing a lot of work in a big area and trying to discern, our thoughts, because we may not be who we think we are. We are not our thoughts. And as we go through this, it's a journey, and it's got its peaks and it's got its valleys. Today I'm going to celebrate 100 episodes. There's a lot of things that I could have gone into. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have pre-scheduled it. I don't know who that touches, but it would have touched more people. I should have posted it in my group. I should have posted it earlier. That life of shoulds. I'm simply working with what is and accepting for how this has come about, and accepting how I show up in each and every day. Because I could certainly be filled with a lot of judgment. I could be feeling a lot of judgment projected at me. I could be in a place of, I'm not good enough. I should have been better prepared. Whatever that looks like. But the bottom line is, for you, for me, for anybody, this is who we are in this present moment. This is what's going on in this present moment. So I'm going to feel absolutely nothing but bliss in this present moment. So what else can we do in the present moment? What else can we put into our environment that allows us to step back in those moments where we're beating ourselves up? We've got that big stick out, right? And we're just like, oh my goodness, you're such a bad human being. That's not the case at all. The fact is, we are human beings. We do have thoughts. It's part of our nature. And they're not always blissful thoughts. But we need to have our resources. My fuzzy sweater is right beside me. And just the fact that it's right beside me is probably a security in itself, because I find if I'm nervous, I get cold. It's almost like I go into a bit of shock, and you might be the same way, that if you get nervous, you get a little cold. So I find that I'm often cold. My hands are cold. My toes are cold. My whole body is cold. When I was at the Ayurvedic Center in India, in Dehradun, India, so it was in the North India, back in 2017, I went to the Ayurvedic hospital to help to detoxify my body from all the surgery, medicines, chemicals, the morphine, all that sort of stuff after the ovarian cancer surgery. So the Ayurvedic hospital says, you need to put leggings on. I'm going, it's 25 degrees Celsius outside. I've got a long skirt down to my ankles. And they're like, no, internally your body is cold. So it's great to pay attention. So even though it's summertime here, it doesn't seem like it today here in Vancouver. It is gloomy. But I look at the gloom and it's like, okay, stay inside. It's like a blanket. It's like an external blanket outside. Or when it rains, it's raining abundance. So I thought we'd take a little walk around and have you see what I really enjoy in my world. And things that bring me, I'm just going to disconnect that there, things that bring me bliss, things that have really participated in my survival of me. And it's so, so important. I'm going to walk you over to my table, and there's not a person on it today. Today is filled with my aspirations. You know, it's fabulous to have goals and intentions, but it's important to have that aspiration. This is back in 2007. I love my Aston Martins. And I actually did this little flipboard. I've taken some of the pictures off now of things that I loved. Just coming out of my divorce, didn't really know my favorite color. Know that I loved Andre Agassi as a tennis player and his eccentric way of bringing his flavor to tennis, and all these different things. A lot of these things I started to incorporate into my house. I started to incorporate more glass. I did actually in time put faucets like this in. I did actually in time put lamps like that. I do have sort of these sliders that I've put up now, but I chose not to get the ones that were overly decorative, just to keep it kind of plain, but I did incorporate those sliders. So this is such an important reconnect of aspirations. You know, in 2016, I started to, as a group, we did this painting. I created a phrase, live bold and bloom. Live bold and showcase me. Well, didn't know what I was in for in 2016 when we had the diagnosis of the mass. Be brave, be bold, be beautiful, bloom. That was January 2016. By November, I even did a poster. Like, get crazy, do fun stuff for yourself. Here's a representation of something my daughter did when she was just, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, or 7. She made this for me for Mother's Day. She took some of my cards that I had and she made these sayings. Receiving is an act of generosity. Let your love become a powerful force. Let your inner compass direct the course of your life. This is just absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. That was back, well, she's now 21, so that's a long time ago. This was also 2011, just after the Olympics. A big crash. My business took a big hit. Lost a lot of big contracts, and finding my purpose. You know, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do? We've just had a collapse. Nobody's spending a lot of money on design and eccentric parties. That's what I did at the time. Finding my power in my hands. I was having some difficult times with my daughters, reminding myself that these are heavenly moments. You know, so let us be loving, hopeful, and optimistic. And we'll change the world. Yeah, we will. You know, keeping the faith. Remember that it doesn't have to be hard. Easy is good, right? It's coming into more and more. When I came out of my surgeries and trying to find, I felt like I aged 10 years through that process and tried to find the grace within that. A whole bunch of healthy, and just to be happy. You know, knowing that knowledge is power. Get back on your, you know, get up to speed again, you know, and ultimately joy, a grand plan. I didn't know what to do with my company. I did one in November 2018 from my company. You know, that's when I decided blissbe.me. I put a big cell in there, talking about evolution. That's in fact what we are doing, finding the meaning inside. Lots of beautiful, you know, the way to your life, your roots, and better health. And then it explored it even more. For June, I loved midway. We're midway in 2020, and where did the last 6 months go? Might be a great time to do a vision board. You know, if you're interested in getting together to do a vision board, I'm certainly open to doing a workshop. And the beauty of it when I do it in a workshop form is I work with the Psych K, and I test each person and whether they're strong to their vision boards, whether they're strong. So when you look at these images, that you're not going to have any stress. You're going to see this. You're going to be whole brain balanced to knowing that this in fact can come to fruition. I'm burning some beautiful moldavite for us today. One of my favorite incenses to celebrate this beautiful moment. This is my 2020. I stood in front of it the other day, and it brought tears to my eyes because it was, the voice within, and then making it easy to get up and be live, doing a new breakthrough, designed especially for you. Evolution, are you on? I make an entrance. Who would have thought? Truly lasting impressions, what I know for sure. Blissful, putting my hands on my hips, being in that superwoman pose. It says, keep putting purpose in everything you do. Don't worry about it. Just put purpose in there. Divine living, right? Beautiful appreciation. I so appreciate you. And finding the magic when the stars align. And my cookbook that I can't wait to get out. So I put that in there, and obviously losing that COVID-19 pounds. And, let's glow. Dearly beloved, let's glow. So I just love the fact that you're here. We can get our glow on and find that aspiration, because I'm walking around. I'm going to sit down now. Finding that aspiration where you can look at what your goals and intentions and dreams are, and then have these wonderful tools as things come up. Like, who do you think you are? You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not this, I'm not that. That's not true. That's not true. And what we need, though, is we need to prove that to ourselves. We need to have evidence. We are often evidence-based, just based on the way that we're brought up in society. It's like, oh, well, energy healing. Well, where's the energy based in that? And then as they manipulate the works to think that to deface the energy practice. So I really invite you to have fun with it, and this is, we're halfway through 2020. Wow, where did the first 6 months go? And you can do just a little board, and you can do collages on your phone now. But what I love, I have a dear friend that gave me a ton of magazines to use for my workshops, and I love just picking 1, 2, or 3 magazines. And that's it. That's all I get. I don't get to trash any more magazines. I'm trusting that everything that I need is in these magazines. And that means that I need to have my conscious awareness heightened, because I want to really be aware of what is attracting me, where I'm finding pleasure in what I'm seeing, in the words that I'm seeing, and how I might even be able to bring those words together to make a collage or a sentence that I want to bring together. So when I go into it, I'm only cutting out words, I'm only cutting out images, and then I get a nice big folder of images and words. And I trust that whatever is in there is in there. And then at the end, I paste it, I glue it all together in little themes sort of around the center, around however that might look. Sometimes I do some color blocking, but to be curious, really, what shows up. And things that you want, obviously, to achieve. So when I look at that, I can say, wow, look how much of that has come into fruition now. the voice within. And that's what we've spent the last 100 episodes, is the voice within. And finding that inner intelligence communication. It's the cellular level. And that voice within is a frequency. It's a vibration. It's a voltage. It expands without too. And learning about this biofield and how things come into the biofield before they actually come into our physicality. And then stepping into that grounded, centered, and aligned place where we can set those intentions and go into the manifestation. And there's just a little something I wanted to read with you to you today before we go into our mantra our grounding, centering, and aligning in our mantra meditation. You see, now that we've climbed to the top in our journey, we think it's the top, the 7th Sahasrara chakra. There's actually 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which I will step into in the next couple of weeks to give you just a tidbit of information for 8 to 12 on how it affects our field. Our body, physical body, stops here, but you know now that our field continues on, and so do those energy centers within our field, more into that transpersonal, that more cosmic connection. Here we started here, and then we went into here as our cosmic connection, and then up into our universal connection, and now into the transpersonal and the cosmic. So having climbed to the top in the journey thus far, we now begin the descent of consciousness. This is where our work will come in the monthly membership. This is where we will remember. It is a manifesting current. It's the landmarks on our return trip. They're different than the first time we went through. The first time we went through, we looked at the vortexes. I showed you this picture, very in the back of the very beginning of our evolution and our involution, and where we're looking over at that downward journey. We're looking over at it, but yet we're not entirely equipped to do the work on that side. We're recognizing that there is this side and going, whoa, okay, I'm in self-sabotage. Okay, but now what? Where do we go from there? So bringing in the work, bringing in the practice. As we unfold these chakras again developmentally from the base to the crown, from the crown to the base, as our energy evolves into even more efficient and complex levels. And that's where the beauty of having a worksheet, a PDF file, plus a video, plus a community that we can build that together. And I have some really wonderful collaborators that I will be working with. I'll be working with their work as well, and including it in our processes, along with the PDFs that I will be building myself for you personally on this journey. It's like it's just a beautiful sense of realization of what our possibilities are as we step into that manifesting. When we become so clear to who we are and what we want, where there's no other point than manifesting. If we're in that grounded, centered, and aligned place, if we bring that in, that's going to become our lifestyle, your lifestyle, if you so to choose to put that sweater on, that blanket on, do that work. And find that peace, that lack of chaos, where I am complete with creating chaos and I am committed to creating love. Yeah, that was my mantra for, at least 2 years, and it still is. I am complete with creating chaos. I take full responsibility for the chaos that I created because I must have attracted it. I am fully accountable for everything that's happened in my life. Not anybody else. I am completely and utterly accountable 100%. I'm going to be accountable for a great grounding and centering and aligning right now as we bring our imagination into our feet and drop down those beautiful tree roots. 100%, 100 episodes, 100% participation. You know, wherever that kid that pulled away, I'm not participating in that. It's way more fun to participate. 100% participation straight down to the crystalline core of the earth. Let those etheric feet, those tree roots wrap around, and let's draw up in gratitude that Mother Earth energy into the bottoms of our feet. Feel your heel and those 4 points on the ground, and invite that energy in. And up the legs into the hips and the lower abdomen, and as we engage the deep diaphragmatic breath, and up into the lungs, with such deep gratitude, expand. And with full intention, allow and give permission and invite. And with intention, I invite every single person to watch those 100 episodes and find value. There's a little nugget in there for everybody. And up into the throat. My will is thy will is my will. And into the head. Opening up the Sahasrara and allowing that Mother Earth energy to float, wash, bathe down the body. And come into that centering, extending that hara line that's in the central core of the earth through the perineum, through the spine. And lock it in. Find that still point, rocking back and forth. Yeah, there it is. And then from that point, we can extend into the cosmos, the universe, past our solar system, a fine line to divine God, creator, source, energy, higher self, supraconsciousness, the place of many names, ascended masters, guides, archangels, angels, spirits, gurus, sages. And invite that golden white light energy in. Feel it as it bathes every cell and every space in between each cell. Do you feel lighter? Open your eyes. You can move your head ever so gently. Move your shoulders to receive. Permission to heal. I always invite permission to heal. Whenever I go into a heart-centered place like this, where divine-centered, often called Christ consciousness place like this. We're bathing all these upper chakras, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and to the feet and below the feet. There is, in fact, another chakra. As our energy body goes below our feet, there too is an energy chakra below our feet. It makes sense. It makes sense that all is there. And it's all a harmony. We're bringing it all into harmony. Sometimes our chakras, they can get out of balance, and it can be photographed with that Kirlian photography to see the displacement. It's not always one straight line. So if something feels off, then pay attention to that. Pay attention. Then come into our deep diaphragmatic breath as we feel the expansion of the lower abdomen and the coolness on the breath, on the inhalation. And as the breath comes out and our hand comes back towards our spine, we feel the warmth of the breath on the nasal and the nostril. And I can smell the beautiful moldavite incense. If you ever get a chance in a metaphysical store to smell the moldavite, it's sometimes hard to find, as it is actually, I want to say it's an asteroid. It's not an asteroid. It's, oh gosh, it'll come to me in a second. Meteor. It's a meteorite that's landed on Earth. And that is the composition that's turned into the incense. And it's got an exquisite scent. It's very perfumey. And it's for those upper chakras. That's the resonance and the harmony for those upper chakras, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And let's come into our mantra, so hum. So hum, I am that. I am that. As I hold our cards for the Light Within guidance cards, direct from the ashram in Pondicherry, the Sri Aurobindo Ghosh ashram. Oh, I had speaking of Sri Aurobindo, there's a quote that I wanted to say of his today as we're talking about that return trip. So we've gone up, now we're going to come back down into our manifestation. We're going to do the work on the involution side, because where the work, manifestation is an action. It's not you sit around and, oh, I'm going to manifest this. It actually allows, calls for us to take action towards it is that's most important. So the psychic realization, psychic being, our body, our being body, the psychic realization of discovery of the soul is not then the end for the seeker. It is only the very small beginning of another voyage which is made in consciousness instead of in ignorance. So now that we've turned on the switch and the light bulb, and we have a greater realization of our body, then we can go back within those energy centers, within that biofield, and the voyage in consciousness then is made. I really loved that and thought that it was so appropriate for this time. Bringing in the so on the inhale, exhaling on the sum. The sum, the hum. And in this place of stillness, stepping behind the veil as I let our thoughts go on the train or in the bubble, curling up our lips a little bit. Thank you so much for being here with me today, celebrating with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In the back end of the video, in the back end of the membership, I will have people coming in to speak with us, books that we are looking at, and I will have a regular video back there for you every month if you choose just to sit with me. Sometimes it's nice to have someone to sit with, someone to be accountable with. I get to see who's viewed, who's sat, how long they've sat. So it's really great information for or you can even create a group room actually in Facebook. So there'll be a private Facebook page. You can create a group room where you sit together. So much fun stuff. We have knowledge again. Let's continue on with our knowledge. Everything must be transformed by the knowledge of the truth. That's really true. As we go in and we're disconnecting the dots, we're transforming our knowledge to that of truth, what's true for you, not what's been pre-programmed from our childhood or pre-programmed from society or marketing or banners or peer pressure. Everything must be transformed by the knowledge of truth. Every obstacle must disappear in every part of the being. The darkness of the ignorance must be replaced by the divine's knowledge. Wow, how true is that for this age of where we are today in this revolution? The darkness of the ignorance must be replaced by the divine's knowledge. Every obstacle must disappear in every part of the being. The darkness of the ignorance must be replaced by divine's knowledge. And there's accountability, 100% accountability for each and every one of us, for our own darkness, for our own ignorance, for our own knowledge. Powerful. This is such a powerful card. I'm so grateful that this is the 100th episode message and offering. Everything must be transformed by the knowledge of the truth. Your truth. Your truth. Pen to paper, digits to phone. Figure out what your truth is. Pay attention to what's coming up into your thought patterns and know you are not your thoughts. Challenge them. Challenge them. And if in doubt, ask the question, what would love do here? I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. 101. I'm a master number 11. So 101 rings true for me. 11 is 2 ones, and it is a direct connection. It is that fine line to divine. Love you. Bye for now. Make it a great day.